Madden World, what it be like? It's your boy Foe. Xbox 720 is the game of tag on the PS4, and yo, this is that double triple Madden OGs, and we are back in part 2 of our split close Pats X drag trail scheme that we were putting out for you today, man. If you didn't see part 1, make sure you go back and click on the video. It was super dope, and it was one of the better variations, which is why we decided to go with it being variation number 1. Now what I'm going to show you are 2 more variations with our motion. Now one, like I said, I either like the motion to the right or the left with the running back, but we're going to stick with the left side. Something that I like to do as a change of pace, which basically means you're not going to do this all the time. Is you're going to set this up the same way you would do it the other way, which is put Gresham on the in route, but you're going to streak the running back here. Now, I probably should have picked like a Pittsburgh or something like that, somebody with better catching. David Johnson didn't have the best catching, but what you're going to notice about this is when we run this variation, we are going to be able to throw right here, and I'll show you again. Let's show you the replay. And this is very consistent. And honestly, something else you want to pay attention to, let's say they decide to back up off you. Because when you're playing like a 3-4, 4-3, one of the things you'll notice, is that the safeties and the cornerbacks are a lot closer to the line of scrimmage than normal. If they were playing like a 1-4-6, a dollar, a quarter, or something like that, like I said in the first video, if you didn't see the first video, we have ways to pound them up out of that. But if they insist on playing something that has a lot of coverage on the field, those safeties are going to be backed off. Okay, and because they're backed off, you're gonna have even more room to throw this pass. But because it'll be a little bit tight when you're throwing against cover 4, but it's open, and I just want to show you that's gonna be open. So you don't have to. You can throw your opponent completely off, because in variation 1 we were getting a post open. Now what we can do is throw him completely off, throw change of pace, and throw to that running back right there. Now I'm gonna show you in a cover 3 and a cover 2 where it's going to be a little bit easier of a throw. So we want to go back, do variation 1 again, variation 2 again, put him on the street. All right, and as you're going to see right here, which I threw that wrong, but you saw he was wide. I don't know if y'all saw it, but he was wide open. You got to make sure you get your passes right though. I have a tendency to just throw it the same way every time. Boom. And that's gonna happen. So now if it's a cover 3, and you'll see, especially because honestly, when we run this change of pace, what we're really looking for is zone coverage. If we know that the opponent is running zone coverage, and you're seeing the trends of the game be that your opponent's running zone coverage, he's gonna have to manually play this, or else it's gonna get open. Okay, and that's the main reason why I wanted to show this, is just simply because if he's not the one that's on that hook zone's always gonna immediately drop to the drag initially, and that streak's just gonna get right behind it, because the curl flat, the quarter flat, any kind of flat that's supposed to be playing the left side of the field, if he's in a flat that's supposed to be playing the left side of the field, he will not play this streak. So now the hook has no choice but to play it. Okay, so, and that's what that drag is there for, pulling him down, and then you're just basically throwing behind it. Okay, it's a much easier throw against cover 3, because they don't have, when we play cover 4, then the free safety, which would be McCourty, he's only responsible for a quarter of the field. Now he's responsible for a much larger portion of the field, so he has to leave that a little bit more open. And let's go ahead and go to a cover 2. So now we call a cover 2, and I'm going to show you with this same variation, you're going to be able to get the same action. And look how wide open he is. Just look how open he gets. And honestly, what you want to know about cover 2, and let me explain a little bit more so you'll have a little bit more of an understanding of what it is you're seeing happen, is that now in cover 2, the yellow that's on the mid read that would normally play the middle of the field, well, what happened to him? The main thing you want to know is he always, and trust me, because I initially came up with this entire scheme against quarters. And then what I wanted to do was make sure, because I had an understanding that I could run on quarters out of this type of set. So I knew it's not likely that you'll see quarters, but I ran through quarters, 2-4-5, 2-3-6, 4-3. That's why I picked the Patriots playbook, so I can have a 4-3 to try, and then 3-4. And what I noticed was is that mid read always is going to take the post route as priority. He's the guy on the right side that drops down. He drops out and he runs to the post. He'll do that every single time, unless the user's on him, of course. And what ends up happening is now that drag's gonna drop down the same, and I'm just gonna throw right behind him. And if he doesn't drop down, he'll only stay with him for so long. Let's see if we can. We'll call cover 2 again. Let's see if we can get him to stay with him as priority real quick, and I'll show you what I mean. Well, he dropped down like crazy again. You saw it. But facts is that sometimes he'll drop back, but the thing is he's in a yellow, so he'll eventually just give up the in route just the same. It's not gonna change. So I don't want you to feel like that's gonna happen every time, because it's not. Sometimes it won't. Sometimes he'll go back, but when he does go back, it's just gonna be wide open. But you see that seam route is gonna get wide open. Now we want to go ahead and move into variation 3. Well, the great part about variation 3 is it really doesn't require many other setups. All you need to do is when you see off coverage, cover 3 or cover 4, and you feel like that's what it's gonna be, you can easily just do this. Now you can motion over to the side and you get that nice little out route. And that's what I mean about concepts, man. You know, we've shown this on the channel earlier. Now we can mix this in, and you know, I'm able to spot this and say, oh, I know I'm going to be able to get that against off coverage. Now if we look at what's happening to the right side, let's concentrate on the right side now. One of the great things is that when we motion that player, and if you watch the first video, what we were noticing is because of those 2 routes staying on the same side, it would always pull up the cover for a quarter flat. Now what's happening is because because that area is being vacated, the quarter flat's gonna fly over to the wheel route, and then the hook zone's gonna go up with the post. Well, that leaves the drag wide open for a lot of yards. All right, so I just wanted to make sure you saw that. Also in a cover 4, before we move on from cover 4, if we set it up the same, then we can eventually, over the middle of the field, we can look for this guy. Okay, so I just wanted to make sure that you guys see where the angle route will actually come open if we wait it out. Now if we look to a cover 3, it's gonna be the same action, but it's gonna really, essentially be worse, because we know we can get this nice route out to the side. And honestly, we're gonna be able to get that simply because that drag route is gonna take the attention of the curl flat initially for his positioning, right? Now we wanna go ahead and motion him over again, and I just wanna show you that this is still a pick your poison kind of situation, but now it's worse on the cover 3, especially with curl flats on the field. And the reason why that is simply because we could still throw to the wheel route in a cover 3 with curl flats. So now I can choose whether I want to throw this drag route or if I want to throw this wheel route. I'm going to be able to throw either one. And as you can see, like, the hook zone is going to go at the post, but then he's going to dumb out after the post goes so far, and he's going to try to run back down to the drag. Well, what does that do? Well, basically what that's going to do for us is same exact philosophy. If we're able to wait this out, which I couldn't wait it out right then, if we're able to wait it out, and I'll show you. Let's motion this dude. If we motion him out, whoa, he just murdered the dude. I ain't even throw it because I knew it was just going to be over with, bro. That's crazy. Jabal Sheard just killed that dude. All right, we'll motion him out. That's another reason why I don't like the Cardinals in practice mode. They really don't have no offensive linemen. But you could just throw it anyway. You could throw it to the angle route. I don't have time for that shit, bro. Everybody want to be a superstar on in practice mode. But all right, so one thing that I do want to show that I think is important. Let's go into variation 4. So now I'm gonna give you 4 different variations in this one go, and I want to show you a cover 3 bomb, which is why you see my personnel on the field as John Brown and JJ Nelson. Now, one of the things that you can do in the game is streak Brown, and then you can streak Nelson. Now, if I know they've been playing cover 3 over and over again, and this is press coverage cover 3, because I know I don't go over press coverage zone sometimes. One of the ways you can back up a motherfucker off you if they playing press coverage zone, and I'm gonna show you this, is you can motion over here, wait till his hip snap, and then just bomb right here, which I hit the wrong button. I went up aggressive. Let's do it again. But you can just bomb that side of the field. And the reason why I got Nelson on the streak is because I simply don't know what side. See, and you can just bomb like that. I simply don't know what side the deep blue in the middle is. I don't know if it's the safety or if it's the I'll show you. Cause look at where the cover 3. Look at in the cover 3. Now I'm just drawing the attention of the free safety so he doesn't get over on the right side to help out, and it's too late for him, right? But the great part about that is let's just say they're running cover 3, and now it's on the. Hold on, let me call a cover 3 real quick where it works that way. So say I'm in quarters cover 3. Yeah, okay, that's a better one. Because it has the strong safety as one. So we can run this the same way. So now you have the same press, all right? But now you have the safety is the one that's supposed to be playing the deep blue in the middle. What you can do is motion just the same, doesn't change. But now you're going to be able to simply just throw up top over here. He's not going to be able to get back, and then that's a touchdown. Okay, so that is one way you can bag somebody up off you that's playing press coverage from zone. Because I know I get that a lot where people like to play press coverage from zone, and sometimes you can't tell whether it's man or like zone. This is definitely going to bomb that. And you're going to be able to just get crazy right off top. And you see them running the other way. Even if I wanted to throw back this way, I still could have bombed. And that's why I have like speed players out there. Somebody like the Steelers would be great for this, because I got a big guy like Martavius Bryant. I got a great small guy like Antonio Brown. But, you know, boom, you got bombs over the top. So that's 3 separate variations. I even threw in a nice little cover 3 bomb in there for you. But I showed earlier in the first video that if they are running press coverage, you don't have to set up like that if you don't want to. You can very easily just run. Look at all this stuff. Look at just, it's a million ways you can do that. That streak, like we went over in variation 2, if they're pressing you, man, you can still get all of this same action, bro. It's not like you can't get it. It's always going to be there. You just have to know what your progressions are, so you know what your reads are. If something isn't there that you don't want, then you know where to move on to in your progression reads, so you'll find things open, all right? Like, comment if you feel like there's something I left on the field, and sub to your boy if you're brand new. Respect the OGs. Peace. We're about to go to part number 3.